Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, welcome for the first time. I would love it if you want to join the fam bam. All you have to do is subscribe. We would love to have you. And yeah.
One, two, three, four.
So today I'm going to be starting a series, I guess, a little YouTube series about my working experiences and like just worst bosses ever, like worst customers, just in general. I've worked in the food industry and then I've also worked in retail. So I'm gonna do a food one first with just the different restaurants that I've worked at and get all those out of the way, and then I'll start the retail one and give you guys my different stories about there, because trust me, there's plenty. People are cray, rude, not everybody, but it happens. So I've got plenty of stories. So yeah, you guys get you a snack, get you a drink, get whatever you want to get and settle in. And let's get started with the first story in this series. So this is the first story and also the first restaurant. And I don't want to say the restaurant name specifically because I don't know, you know, if you can get in trouble for that kind of stuff or whatever. So we're just going to call it Benny's with a D. But yeah, we'll just call it Benny's. So I started working at Benny's, and I also worked in 2 different locations, which is important. So this is the first one, and at this time I was maybe like 19, 20. So yeah, I started working at this job, and the reason I started working there in the first place is because it was overnight. And like I mentioned before, I worked retail as well. So I was already working at my retail job, and then I needed another job. And so Benny's was overnight. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me just see if I can get on there or whatever. So blah, blah, blah. Long story short, they hire me. I start, and then it gets crazy. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why this little stool is like bouncing on the ground like that. But anyways, yeah, I start at Benny's, and it was okay. And I mean, like I said, it was overnight, so there wasn't a lot of people. You know, there's like 2 cooks, 2 servers, the night manager, and that was pretty much it. So because also I didn't live in Dallas at the time. I was in like a small town, so it wasn't like a huge rush or anything. I'm gonna tell you guys about a particular lady that I worked there with, and yeah, I had a couple different situations with her. So it really wasn't about Benny's, but that just so happened to be where I was working at when this happened. And it kind of does have something to do with that particular location, because y'all will see. But it was like, y'all hired her and everybody else here, you know, that's acting like this. So but yeah, so anyways, we'll call her Ann. I really don't even remember what her name was. Like, it wasn't that crucial, you know, for me to like remember her, but I do remember the stories. So we'll call her Ann. Now, Ann, like I said, there was only like 2 of us. So while that was my first, you know, waitressing job and stuff like that, so I had to follow her around, you know, and like show me the ropes, you know, teach me what I'm doing. And she was cool. She was older than me, but she wasn't like an old lady. She was maybe like 30, 35, something like that. Maybe 30. But yeah, so I'm following her around and everything's cool, blah, blah, blah. So a couple nights later, when I was, you know, working by myself, I'm getting my own tables, blah, blah, blah. And this guy comes in. Oh, excuse me, guys. This guy comes in and he sits at like the bar part. There's like a little bar, I guess. It's not alcohol, but there's, you know, it's just like a bar. So he sits there, and again, we don't have a lot of customers. So somebody's in here. I'm gonna come, you know, see what they need. So I come up to the counter and I asked him if he wanted something to drink, and I heard him and the other girl kind of like talking back and forth, but he didn't have a drink, you know, and she didn't seem like she was taking his order or anything. So I was like, can I get you something to drink? You know, just doing my job, like trying to be polite. And she turns around and was like, he don't get a drink, don't give him anything, and blah, 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 blah. And it was more so the anger, I think, was like directed at him, because it turns out that was like her boyfriend or whatever. And but she was saying it to me, you know, it was like she was mad at him, but she was saying it to me, like, don't give him anything, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of was like, you know, shocked for a second. I was like, okay, like, what do I do? Do I get him a drink or no? And I was gonna leave it alone because they, you know, had started kind of like arguing again, and he was like calling her names and just like, not super crazy, but again, keep in mind, this is overnight and there's nobody here. They were clearly already arguing about something. And so it was just this whole big thing. So I was about to just leave, and he called my name because I had my thing on my tag, and he specifically called me by name and was like, can you please give me so-and-so, you know, like give me a drink or whatever. And I was like, okay, sure. Now, looking back, I don't even want to say I was wrong, but I see, you know, like if my boyfriend come in here and we arguing, and you know, I'm telling you, no, he don't need nothing to drink. You know what I'm saying? He don't need blah, blah, blah. So I get it. But at the same time, looking at it from my point of view, again, I was like 18, 19, and I just started. He's a customer, whether y'all are arguing or not. Like, if he's about to whip some money out and pay for this drink, I'm finna make the drink. You're not about to get me fired because y'all in here arguing, like, whatever. So I made him the drink, gave him the drink. Went away, went on about my business. So later on that night, she comes up to me, Ann, and is like, don't ever do that again. Now, I know y'all don't know me like that, but guaranteed, I'm not her. Excuse me? Who are you talking to? Like, because it was just like, don't ever do that again. And I was like, what? And she was like, if I tell you, or if I say, you know, blah, blah, and I was like, okay, basically what I just told y'all. That got nothing to do with me. He specifically called my name and asked me for something. I work here. He's a customer. I got him the drink. And she was like steady, like, okay, well, next time. No, there won't be a next time. Keep your boo up out of here. Or you should have got him something to drink, you know, like, or keep him out of here. Like, what? You're not gonna bring me into y'all. Like, now you want to argue with me because he's gone, and now you want to argue with me because you still angry and you don't got nobody. No. Part 2 of Ann. Same girl. Because like I said, she was cool, and it wasn't like no beef. And I do feel like I got my point across, you know, of being like, okay, but I'm not her. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Don't get no attitude with me, because we'll fight up in Benny's. I swear to God, it'll be pancakes flying. Like, not me. Don't you go argue with him. So after that, it kind of, you know, that was that night, and then it went on a little while without incident. And so I do remember I dropped her off at her apartments one time because it was right down the street from the job, and it was like on my way back to my house, you know. Even if it wasn't, like, if you don't have a ride, it's not that big a deal. Like, you know, I took her home or whatever. So I just remember like taking her and her being like, can you wait, or something like that, because like I think he was supposed to come and pick her up and he didn't. And then when she got there, she was like, can you wait, you know, because I don't know if he's here or whatever. So like she goes upstairs. It's like, oh, I was about to exaggerate and say like 20 minutes, but it was like 5-10 minutes. And then she came back down and she was like, I've been banging on the door, I can't get in, nobody's answering, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl, is this your house or his? Because it ain't y'all's, because ain't no way I can't get in where I live at, the cribbo, because you mad. Or, you know, I don't know if they were arguing that day, but it just seemed like, hello, you're supposed to be coming to pick me up. Or, you know, he just on some shit like, where you at? No, what are you doing? And it all started to make more sense as time, you know, went on, which leads me into the next part of my story. So I got my wisdom teeth taken out, all 4 at a time. Yeah, ouch. So imagine the pain and the medicine that I was doped up on. So I ended up being off of work for like a week, and I was literally out of there, y'all. Like, I was staying with my grandma, and you know, she was like taking care of me, but I was out. Like, I would only wake up because my mouth would start hurting again, and I would take my medicine and go back to sleep. For like 4 days, I was just back. I remember I was back in my bedroom. It was dark, wasn't watching TV, nothing. I was just out. The medicine had me out. So then, but after a couple of days, you know, I was like, okay, I'm feeling better. I need to get back to work. And like, it would still be a little pain, but it wasn't like I need to just dope myself up and sleep until it's over. It was fine. I go back to work, and again, it was just me and her and, you know, the cooks or whatever. And the night manager, she was just weird. Like, she was there, but like, she never was. Like, I would come in and you had to go to the back and like clock in, and I would see her. Wouldn't see her for the rest of the, guaranteed would not see her for the rest of the shift, unless, you know, something happened and I had to go back there and get her. Or if she would be like watching on the cameras, you know, and we were getting ready to eat, and she would come up there and be like, did you bring that in? Did you check that out? Like, no, the cook just made it for, I didn't even ask for it. Like, he just made it for me. But that's another story. But yeah, so she was like never out there. But anyway, so it was super dead, you know, again, overnight. There's nobody here. And I was sitting in the break room, and I just remembered, you know, my mouth was starting to hurt, and I was like, man, I need to take my medicine, but I don't want to just like whip it out and take it, you know, in front of everybody or whatever. So I was in the lunchroom, and I was like, okay, no big deal. Let me just get it out and take it real quick. So reached in my purse, got it out, and I broke it in half because obviously I'm not going to take all this medicine. I really think I broke it into like 4 pieces, and, you know, just took a little piece so my mouth wouldn't be hurting so bad. This bitch came out of nowhere. Did you hear me? Nowhere. Like, no bitch, this bitch. Like, what? Where did you just come from? But yeah, so she pops up and was like, do you have any medicine? Is that what I saw? Like, do you have any blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, huh? Like, there were so many things going through my mind. Like, not only are you asking me for some of my med, which it would be different if it was like a Tylenol, you know, or like some Aleve. And even if you thought it was Tylenol, I'd been like, hey, I've kind of got a headache. Do you have some Tylenol? Is that what I just seen? But no, I had like the orange prescription bottle, like, clearly this hydrocodone's in here or something, you know, like, okay. But I was like, yeah, that was my medicine for my teeth, you know. And that's what I was gonna say. That's the other thing. Like, how did you see me? There was no, like, I don't know how to explain it, but the kitchen is like here, and then there's a little hallway that leads back to the office where you clock in and stuff, and then the forward there's the doors and there's the restaurant and stuff. So it's the kitchen, the little hallway, and then the break room is on this side. So I'm sitting over here in the break room, nobody's in the hallway, there ain't nobody but the cooks in the kitchen, and even them, you know, they don't be paying no attention to us, and like, there's nobody in here, they ain't cooking nothing, they're probably outside smoking. But yeah, so she was like asking me, and I'm sitting there like, how did you even know? And I just took like, what? Were you in the back off? That was the only thing I could think, was like, you were back there and there's a camera somewhere that I didn't know about, you know, or something. Like, how? But then Ann straight up asked me if she could buy some, and I ain't gonna lie, I thought about it. But like I said, it wasn't, I had already been taking them for like a week straight, and then I needed them. Like, it was like, boo, I didn't get these to slang. Like, I got these because I need them. Like, my teeth are actually hurting. So I was like, no, you know, I don't really have that many, blah, 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 and I need them. And plus, I knew, obviously, if I sell you some of these, you're going to go take it, or you're going to tell everybody, because everybody used to go outside and like smoke when there was nobody in there. And so, like, obviously, then everybody's going to start coming and wanting to buy them, and like, I need these, you know. So it was just like, no, I don't have that many left, you know, I need them for my mouth, blah, blah, blah. So it was just a lot. And like there's other stuff, you know, that I could say about her, but it's really not, you know, that big of a deal. But like I said, it was just like everybody would go outside and be like smoking and stuff. And then so she wasn't there one night, and she had these regulars that they would come in, and let me tell y'all, side note, this makes no sense. They would come in at like 1 o'clock in the morning, sweaty as all get out, because they were big, like they were big. But you could tell they had just come from the gym. They would, it was a couple, they would come straight from the gym. You're sweaty, your clothes are still sweaty, like you're clearly dressed like you just came from the gym. They would come to Benny's and order like the most ridiculous, like extra bacon, extra syrup, cinnamon toast, extra this, like, why are y'all going to the gym? Like, it just blew my mind. So anyways, back to the regular story. They were her customers, basically, like they were her regulars or whatever. And so she wasn't there one night, and so, you know, it became my table. And the thing was, they would leave $10 every time, because they didn't come every day, but they would come at least like twice a week. They would come in there at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, same time every time. But they would always leave $10. Like, it don't matter if they ordered coffee, which they never just ordered coffee, but you know. So anyways, that was like their thing. So she wasn't there that night. I took them on, and it ended up being like the next time they came, you know, like, hey guys, blah, 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 and they kind of just sat in my section, and like, they're in my section. Like, of course I'm gonna take the table. So that turned into a thing, like, those are my customers, they always sit at my table. Like, okay sis, but you wasn't here, and I didn't, there's nobody else here, what am I gonna do? And if they like me better, then next time they come, they want me, what you want me to do? Like, I'm not gonna turn down guaranteed $10 tip. Like, no, I'm not doing it. They sat at my, that's not my decision. They sat over there. There's not even like a hostess. It's like 2 in the morning. Like, they literally could have sat anywhere. They could have sat on your side. They didn't. They came over here and sat with me. So I'm sorry. Get over it. But yeah, guys, so that was Anne. The next story that I'm gonna tell you guys is way crazier than that. I just wanted to get that one out of the way, you know, because that did happen, and I thought it was significant enough to tell you guys, because I just thought that was crazy. Like, you got all this stuff going on with your boo, now you mad at me, now you wanted to buy my drugs, now you just, it was just random, like, it was just a lot. So, but yeah, that was really just like the tip of the iceberg with Benny's. And like I said, I worked at more than one location, so I've got another story that I'm going to tell you guys in the next video from this same location. And then after that, I'm going to move on to the next location, because that's where they had me messed up. Like, messed up. Like, you got me messed up. So, yeah. That'll be later on down the line. But yeah, so if you guys don't want to miss it, make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you turn on your post notification, well, my post notifications, so that you'll know what I post. Because sometimes YouTube doesn't, you know, they don't want to give you my cred and let y'all know that I put my video up. So make sure you turn those on so you'll know exactly when I post, so you don't miss anything. I'm really excited about the series because it just gets my blood pumping, you know, just talk about all this old stuff. And like, I don't know, it's just stuff that you never get to like express and tell anybody or complain about. So I'm gonna tell you guys, hopefully it's entertaining. If you watched up until this point, thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Again, please make sure you like this video, make sure that you subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Love y'all.